Hello and welcome to a Blaseball Statistical History, a look at the Hades Tigers development across the discipline era. We meet the Hades Tigers in Season 1 with their slogan, Never Look Back. They have a lot of strong players, but there are gaps in the roster. The Tigers start the era at the top of the league and of their division. They head straight into the postseason, where they are knocked out in round 1 by the Spies. The election sees the team's pitching improve by 10%, and the 5 worst players have their hitting randomised. The Tigers are also the targets of a mystery blessing, which sees them send Nagomi McDaniel to the Fridays and get Nolan Astofia-Patterson in return. They maintain their strong standing in Season 2, though they forfeit the number 1 spot. In the postseason, they are once again knocked out in round 1, this time by the Jazz Hands. In the election, they stole Jessica Telephone from the Pies and sent back Nolan Astofia-Patterson. The team has improved slightly, but also of note is the renaming of Daniel Duffy to Peanuteel Duffy. In Season 3, the Tigers reclaim the number 1 spot, sitting 5 wins ahead of everyone else. In the postseason, they beat the Jazz Hands, Pies and Millennials to win the championship. During the season, they face an incineration as Paula Turnip replaces Landry Violence. This event coined the term Rest in Violence, used to show respect to incinerated players league-wide. They win 2 blessings, maxing out Yasmin Mason's pitching and sending their worst hitter to the Millennials in exchange for McLaughlin Scorpler. With Yasmin maxed out, the rotation is supercharged, and the lineup isn't doing badly either. The team make the most of it, once again finishing top of the league. In the postseason, the Tigers beat the Moist Talkers and sweep the Jazz Hands and Millennials to claim their 2nd championship. Jessica Telephone has a yummy peanut reaction, but then bids the team farewell, swapping with Spears Taylor of the Pies. Being one of the top 4 teams, the Tigers are given shame by the decree, but they do improve their max vibes. The feedback reduces the lineup's power, and the alternate decree severely reduces Yasmin Mason's pitching prowess. These events see the Tigers take a bit of a hit, as they come joint 6th in the league. They still qualify for the postseason, but are knocked out in round 1 by the Jazz Hands. In the election, McLaughlin Scorpler wins a fireproof jacket, and then some noise-cancelling headphones. Sadly, they could only keep 1 item, and the jacket was lost. Then the Tigers moved into the Mild High division. There are no real changes to the team as they head into Season 6. Mild High treats the Tigers well as they come top of the new division and 4th overall, once more into the postseason, where they lose to the Garages in round 2. The team also has a feedback swap, sending Fish Summer to the Moist Talkers in exchange for Richmond Harrison. This leaves the lineup opening spot looking very weak. In Season 7, the team sees a drop in performance as they finish 10th and come 3rd in their division. This may have been a result of the tragedy they endured in this season. During the season, 6 of their players became unstable. 4 of these resulted in incinerations, and 2 were across the course of just 2 games during an event known as Ruby Tuesday. The Tigers were playing the Moist Talkers in solar eclipse weather, and between them lost 5 players as instability changed back and forth between the 2 teams. Having survived Ruby Tuesday despite being unstable, Yasmin Mason was incinerated later in the season. The Tigers also faced 2 negative blood rains, but did get 3 party time boosts. In the election, the hitting stats for their worst players were randomised, and they got a 4% hitting boost, but they were also given shame by the Fridays. The Tigers heading into Season 8 look very different, but overall stronger. Season 8 is better as the Tigers head back up to 3rd in the league. In the postseason they make it to the final, but they lose to the Crabs. There is 1 positive and 1 negative blood rain, and 6 players become flickering, one of whom is swapped in the feedback, as Paula Turnip trades places with Paula Mason of the Garages. The election goes well, as they send their worst pitcher to the shadows, become fire resistant for the next season, and steal Alden cash money from the Fridays. The rotation is shorter, but the rest of the team hasn't changed much. The Tigers finish 6th overall and head into the postseason, where they are knocked out in round 1 by the Shoe Thieves. 2 players become repeating, but they also lose Peanut Duffy to the Shelled Ones pods. In the election, they improve theirs and the Tacos pitching, but have both 5th base and shame inflicted on them. The lineup is weaker with the loss of Duffy, but the team gains the modifications Siphon, Fire Eater and Friend of Crows for Richmond Harrison, Paula Mason and Hiroto Wilcox. The team slips again, now sitting at 8th in the league. Richmond Harrison makes the most of their new Siphon modification, and the team gets a lot of positive blood rains. In the election, the Tigers power up, becoming immune to both blood rain and incinerations, before they are swapped into the Wild High, replacing the Lovers. The team are now stronger and very well protected. The new division treats the Tigers well, and they finish top of it, coming 3rd overall. They qualify for the postseason once again, but surrender to the Sunbeams in round 2. Black hole weather works out well for them, as they activate it 4 times more than their opponents, but Sun 2 is neutral. The Tigers gain the Devil as their arcana. In the Discipline era, the Tigers faced 5 incinerations, 4 of which happened in 1 season. They also had 4 feedbacks, but no reverbs. None of their players were shelled, but they did lose 1 to the Shelled Ones pods. With just 1 yummy reaction and only 3 parties, the team didn't get many boosts from that, but blood rain was more positive than negative, at 7-5. The Tigers were in 9 postseasons, the most of any team, and they won 2 championships. Across the elections, the Tigers won more blessings than anyone else, with 19 of their own. They didn't benefit from anyone else's, but they were affected by 4. Both lineup and rotation are a player short heading into the next era, but the Tigers still have some serious star power amongst their players. Thank you for joining me for another Blaxplanation. I'll be back with more Blaseball fun and facts soon, but until then, rejoice, play ball.